This demonstration will walk you through your WordPress SQL database using the Php Myadmin utility that should be installed and provided to you by your web hosting provider. Php Myadmin is a web interface to your SQL database so that you can see your WordPress tables and you can export your WordPress database so that you can transport it and move it to a new blog hosting provider, or take proper backups that you know are going to be flawless and will have all of your database information. The first thing you want to do is log into your hosting provider's dashboard and double click on Php Myadmin rather. If you run multiple blogs, you're going to want to select the blog database you're interested in. Hopefully you know which database your blog uses. In this case, we're going to do my first blog database for Rockalong Productions. And here you'll see all of your WordPress tables in the database. Now, I'll walk you through some of these tables and what they mean in WordPress. You'll see one called WP_options, which is your WordPress administrative options. If you click on it and then you click the browse, you could see all of the settings you would set in the WordPress admin, like site URL, blog name, blog description, the admin email, and various other configuration options. All of your options you set in WP admin are pretty much set in the WP options table. One thing you might notice is by default, WordPress uses a table called WP_ and then table name. So you would normally see WP_options, WP_posts for all your posts, WP_comments for all your comments. If you look at my tables, you'll see there's an extra bit of characters, WP_JHGZJL_comments. We do this to make our databases more secure. By changing your table names from the default and adding in some random string characters, you make it so that if somebody would try to compromise your database using the default WordPress tables, they won't have access to your database and they won't be able to see or access your database files. WP comments, for example, is the table that shows you all of the comments, and you can click on it and then click on browse and you can see all comments that were left on your site, the comment author, email, and other information. Though you can use the database to manually delete and trim comments and also trim posts. I don't recommend you do it this method. I recommend you do it through the WP admin. You can make a mistake and accidentally mess up your database if you play around directly in the database. Some WordPress plugins add their own database tables. Counterize2, which is a WP plugin, adds its own tables that track the hits, keywords, and refers on the page. WP Polls creates its own tables in the database. Some photo gallery plugins create its own tables. WordPress itself by default only has, I think, about 10 tables. So a lot of the extra tables like redirection, SEO, metadata, WordTube, these are all tables created by other plugins which expand your database. To take a backup of your WordPress database, you go to the top of your page and you would click on the Export button. Here, what you're going to do is make sure you select your WordPress database itself. If you are selecting a specific table, you'll only back up that table. So you want to select the WordPress database itself so that you back up your entire database. Then click on Export, and then you'll see all tables are selected by default. Typically, you'll want to back up all tables unless you want to dump the plugin tables, which you probably won't know which ones are and which ones aren't unless you're really good at understanding WordPress structure. So it's better to back up everything. So back up everything, and you want to make your file a .SQL file. That will make it easier to import into a new hosting provider's database or another SQL database if you're moving your blog to a new domain. You're probably going to want to make sure the file's zipped so that it compresses the data and makes the file size smaller. You're going to want to save it as a file, and you're going to want to click Go. This will now present you with the save option in your browser for you to save the file to a location on your hard drive. You'll see here that I have my Firefox set up to automatically save files, and you'll see the SQL file. It shows your part of your blog name underscore your database name .sql.zip. Now with this zip file, you can port it into a new database. You could blow away this database if you wanted to and do an import the same exact database, and your WordPress blog should be intact. Don't forget though, backing up and importing the database alone only retains all your options, your comments, your posts, and other information. You will need to back up the physical files on your hosting provider, which includes the themes, the plugins, and any uploaded images and images you've uploaded to the posts. Those are physically stored as files on your web hosting provider. Those are not stored in the database, so you will need to make sure you back those up as well. This has been a demonstration of the WordPress SQL database using PHP Myadmin. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Thank you very much.